Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Folks, this is Farooq Mirza, your host from Washington Global Forum. It's 4 Pillar TV USA from Washington, D.C. We welcome Dr. Ghulam Mujtaba Saab. Dr. Saab, we will talk on a very important issues. Firstly, you met with Michael McCall, Chairman, Foreign Affairs Committee. It's a very powerful uh, the individual, and down the road he will be on the leading steps in U.S. politics. Your meeting was very important at that time when there are so many things uh, changing back in Pakistan, and the change in the foreign policy, especially the Pakistan-American relationship. And the second big incident right now, the one of the high-ranking Army General Saeed, he's uh, in Washington D.C. talking to their counterpart, and this 3 day dialogue that they said this is a second phase of dialogue. One happened in back in January in Pakistan. Now this is the second set of dialogue. So these two incident right now, what does this mean? Why it is so important that your meeting is quite on a civil level, and one is on a military to military this meeting. So, Dr. Sir, first we will talk about your meeting with Michael McCall. So, can you please tell us what was discussed? We believe there was no Pakistani diplomat involved in this meeting, even the Foreign Office. So you are talking to Michael McCall. What was the minutes of this meeting, and what was the concern? Dr. Saab.
Thank you very much, Farooq Mirza Saab. Again, I'm thankful to your audience to listening to our submissions in creating awareness in Pakistani society and Pakistani diaspora across the world. And these current developments, they are being updated through your vlog or channel most of the time. And you are the first one to get a response from me after my meeting with Chairman Michael McCall. First, the purpose of my meeting is that I will be leaving for Pakistan as a special envoy of a chairman Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCall, who leads the Congress, the most important committee in the Congress. And under the committee of Michael McCall, as he's the chairman of the entire foreign affairs, there is chairman for European affairs, there's chairman for Asia affairs, there's chairman for African affairs. All those chairmen are also congressmen in the US Congress. And being the man who has served most in foreign affairs of the United States is Michael McCall, and he chairs all those committees, the subcommittees in the US Congress that forms the larger United States Foreign Affairs Committee. The second significance of this committee is that Michael McCall is a Republican, and after the elections of 118th Congress, the new Congress has a majority of the Republican Party, which means the President of the United States, Joe Biden, will have to listen to the congressional legislation on foreign policy, and the role of Michael McCall becomes vital in the US foreign policy making. The challenges that Michael McCall faces today is not only related to Pakistan, is also related to what is happening in Russia, to what is happening in Ukraine, to what is happening in China, and how debt trap is being placed by China all over the world, and African countries who are facing so many economic upheavals besides Pakistan, and Pakistan's economic condition is declining by the day. He has to face those challenges because Pakistan is a nuclear state, and as nuclear state getting in bankruptcy or losing money can result in chaos, which is very dangerous for the entire world and global peace. In order to save global peace, and accept these challenges, certainly Mike has to play a very significant role in the US foreign policy. And in order to get the feedback on the right track to move American policy, he has to have advices from people, indigenous people, the people who hail from Pakistan in the American diaspora, who understand the political system of Pakistan and who have a grip into the political arena of Pakistan, would be beneficial to maintaining world peace by a nuclear state. Becoming Prime Minister of Pakistan or holding the lead role in Pakistan's government, it is vital for world peace at this crucial moment and crucial juncture when a nuclear state is going down the drain in economy. It is a deep concern by all world powers, and there are powers who are interested in creating a damage and dent to Pakistan, creating chaos and unrest in Pakistan, which is not going to serve the interests either for the region or for the entire world. I think Michael McCall has a very good eye, an eagle's eye in looking to things. He has he is very much familiar to Pakistan. He has had been leading congressional delegations to Pakistan for the last more than 20 years. And he knows even city like Karachi, he knows Bilawal Halls, he remembers the strikes and the hartals in Pakistan. He is fully aware of the democratic process or the undemocratic processes that prevailed in Pakistan. He knows people by name. And I think in this situation, when the world is to face Pakistan in economic debacle, has to be prepared, and Michael McCall is the right candidate. He has chosen me as a special envoy to Pakistan to deal with the matter, provide the insight, and get results out of those in order to put Pakistan policy on Pakistan on the right track globally, and the allied forces of
Dr.
the
Saab,
United States.
this is a very big news you are giving us. Firstly, that you are one of the person of interest right now for the diplomatic this community and the political community back home in Pakistan and here in United States of America. And your access to Foreign Affairs Committee, especially your relationship with the Michael McCall, is a very big advancement as a Pakistani American. Uh, you did very well. I want to know that during the meeting, what was discussed particularly, and do you think, as you said, the chairman is a Pakistan friendly, and he understands what happening back home. So, did he talk about releasing any financial assistance or a kind of relationship they want to build with Pakistan, or any demand uh, or any message they gave it to you, and you are going in 2 weeks to Pakistan and you will meet with certain people along with the US ambassador and other, maybe army chief, we don't know. So later on, you issued a statement that you will disclose each and everything during the uh, press conference. And you have a this world forum, an independent forum, and I give you opportunity to please uh, openly uh, give us a news so that the people they are linked to this media, so uh, they are very curious, they want to know what happened in this meeting, especially we know that there was no local Pakistani diplomats, any ambassador representative, a civil part, and nobody was there in this meeting. Dr. Saab, please.
Uh, Mirza Saab, the question is a very smart question that you asked, and I'm not authorized to go into the details on the agenda of the meeting as to what will be discussed between Pakistan and the United States. The things are on table, very open. We have to understand the facts, finding things into the matter. What are the complaints, genuine complaints, and what are the remedial actions that United States can provide relief to Pakistan to save Pakistan. The Pakistan US relationship is backdated 75 years in history, and the relationship had gone through peaks and valleys. Yes, still we maintain a strong relationship between the two nations, and people like me are trying their best in order to sustain that sort of relationship that existed at the time of General Ziaullah in the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, and also at the time of General Musharraf during the war on terror. We want Pakistan to be a strong player in the region as a Pakistani American, and we believe that we will put recommendations on both sides of the Atlantic that the things are done in a way that serves the interest of both the nations and make this relationship as a strong citadel in the region. And for that, I'm working. And yes, I will go and find out things as to what perceptions are there in the military leadership. And I will meet maybe all the political leaders of Pakistan, including PMLN, People's Party, PTI, Jamaat Islami, JUI. I will meet all of their top leaders as I am going as a special envoy to the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee of the United States. And the United States has deep concern in that. So we will
Doctor,
listen to yes, we will listen to each one of them, and they have to understand that United States would be interested in bringing Pakistan on its foot, make Pakistan strong, provide economic health, whatever is possible, provide investment opportunities for American businesses to grow in Pakistan.
Doctor Saab, your name was whispered, and I will ask you to please answer this question.
I think Mr. Farooq Mirza is lost on the camera. We'll just wait for Mr. Farooq Mirza's return on the question that he was going to ask. Uh, in order to give you the opportunity to listen more of this, is that the US is a friend, a strong ally of Pakistan, and the United States would like to maintain the relationship cordial as a favored nation. And any bill that is being presented in the US Congress downgrading Pakistan's status is not something that what is the objective of the mainstream American politics. Mainstream American politics want Pakistan to be strong and remain an ally. The region is going to face turmoil. The turmoil in the region means the situation in Iran, and now Mr. Farooq Mirza is back, so we'll continue from there on. And the turmoil in Iran, the turmoil in Afghanistan, the geopolitical situation in Xinjiang, and the new developments in Ukraine. These are matters of grave concern. And Pakistan, with geopolitical significance in the region, that oversees from the Himalayas. On the one side, it is India. On the other side, it is Afghanistan, China, and few Central Asian republic. And then we see on to the west is Iran. So this is a very important area in terms of US hegemony to upkeep it. And for that, the United States would like to see Pakistan strong in ISR. ISR means intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. And we believe Pakistan should play a prominent role in order to keep global leadership in the region at par to any nation. Pakistan's significance as a Muslim nation, as a nation that has influence in all Muslim territories, has a great significance and the key role to play. I go to Mr. Farooq Mirza. He wants to ask some questions. Go ahead, please.
Doctor Saab, uh, your name was whispered very loudly, especially when you issued a statement that you are going to Pakistan with a special message and you will meet with different folks in a political and uh, on the defense sector as well. So, Dr. Saab, at the same time, we heard some news and some columnists, they wrote articles, mentioned your name that in uh, they said that you would be a part of new interim setup. And after that, we also heard some news item or some social media campaign that you are a US choice, and you are be a part of this new interim setup. How true is uh, this new? Is it a rumor, or is really you are one of the choice? How you specify yourself?
Thank you very much, Farooq Mirza Saab. The thing is, yes, it needs a clarification as to what is circulating in the media, including electronic, print, and social media. United States believes that Pakistan is a sovereign nation. The US believes that Pakistan has to take its own judgments and decisions. And the US believes that it is prerogative on the part of Pakistan to decide who will lead the country. So the question of any favorite in anything, in bringing a caretaker prime minister or bringing an interim setup in Pakistan, it is exclusively the choice of Pakistan's domestic politics. No one is going to interfere or intrude into that. However, having said that, United States and Pakistan relationship has gone through trust deficit for years, and that trust deficit can only be reinforced if someone who is credible for public opinion, who is credible to US opinion, who is credible to the intelligence reports in Pakistan and to the intelligence reports in the United States. And a person who is friendly not only to the people of Pakistan, loyal and patriot to the people of Pakistan, but also loyal and patriot in order to maintain global peace and world peace, and who knows the dynamics and who will have the confidence of the US lawmakers, who can repose confidence to provide financial help to Pakistan, not in the way that this has gone through corruption. If we put an interim setup in Pakistan, we means the establishment of Pakistan. Let this be very clear. If that is placed there and the same corrupted people come back to power, let me put it this way, someone called me from Pakistan this morning and I was asked that the interim setup is going to come for 3 months to go for elections. No, sir. If the elections are the targets of the people of Pakistan, then who are the targets to bring economy on the right track? Pakistan's priority is not elections. Pakistan's priority is to put Pakistan's economy on track. And unless that is done, Pakistan is not surviving economically. Pakistan is going to keep on giving the government of Pakistan that IMF is coming, IMF is going, IMF is meeting, IMF is holding meetings. This is all rubbish. The thing is, nothing is substantive for the last so many days ever since the Geneva conference took place. I am not here to criticize the government. I am not here to be hostile to any political office, but the truth of the matter is Pakistan needs immediate bottle of blood from the blood bank. And the blood bank to provide support in the ICU patient is the United States of America and the allies of America. That includes UAE, that includes Saudi Arabia. And without the help of America, either it is IMF, Saudi Arabia, or UAE, no help is going to come to Pakistan. Pakistan has to remove the impediments in the trust deficit, and that can be removed if Pakistani American of stature is brought into Pakistani politics and recognized as the man who can remove the trust deficit in the country, would be the major component of policy to save Pakistan. Elections will only bring change of faces. This is not right. We have to revamp the entire system, remove corruption from the roots in Pakistan, and get rid of those people who have been repeatedly involved in corruption and money laundering in Pakistan. All the international institutions have all the reports about each and every one on Pakistan. Look what is happening. The situation is so frustrating that the hotel bought by Isfahani is being sold. They try to sell it, but because of the environmental violations on the building has not been sold as yet. The airlines that was brought by Isfahani as Olympic Airways is being put on sale. Why not their assets in the Cayman Islands? Why not their assets in British Virgin Islands? Why not their assets in the Panama list of properties? These people have to put their potential assets to save Pakistan. They are not doing so. Pakistan, I'm not criticizing anyone, but a country which cannot manage the economy and keeps on begging is not going to survive like that. There has to be some stop to it. And I'm very much aware of the fact that people are thinking on those grounds. And this is the only solution to Pakistan's problem.
Dr. Saab, of course, you are a loyal uh, Pakistani American individual, and you have a history of building Pakistan American relationship previously. It's all documented. Definitely, your involvement and especially your visit to Pakistan is a very important nature. And you said the in Pakistan, why they are not selling their own assets, they are selling government asset. Because why should they sell? Because they work very hard and they will not compromise, and definitely they will sell building of assets. Let's talk to what's going on right now in Washington DC. In Washington DC, a high level a delegation is right now is talking to DC people. They said it is a second round of Pakistan US mid level defense dialogue. Uh, it started. They will end in on 16 February 2023 in Washington DC. The first round of the dialogue was held in January, and the the importance of this dialogue is one of the Army General, Pakistan Army General Muhammad Saeed, and he is a chief of general staff right now. It's belong to Sindh unit I think 10 Corps, and he is accompanied by the three armed forces, and these dialogues they are on a military level, and there is no civilian participation in these dialogues. And should we expect a very big change in Pakistan after the end of these dialogues? Should we expect a, a organized offense against terrorism, growing terrorism on Afghanistan border? Should we expect a change in civil government, building a new interim setup? Because if they are going after terrorists, so if the establishment is not taking full control, they cannot fight and defeat these terrorists. So should we expect that there would be a very big change? And secondly, my question is that as there is no civilian part involved in this dialogue, should we expect down the road Pakistan, the American, they will uh, continue their same nature of their military relationship without civilian part? Because previously in Imran Khan, even after his regime, so the America and America and Pakistan civil government, their relationship were not on that level. So what does this mean if in these dialogue there is no civil part? So can you specify, Dr. Saab, what kind of change we expect? Definitely, they will make a big decisions. If you see previously when the Imran Khan came and the big guys, General Bajwa, both were Bajwas, they were there, and they received a military 21 cannon salute, very big respect and beating drum when they came back. And we saw almost nobody is talking on Kashmir. and even the special status was also revoked. And even till this time, the Kashmir issue is almost settled. So, after these dialogues, should we expect a same kind of big change in Pakistan, Dr. Saab?
First of all, the meeting is going on between the CGS and the Under Secretary of Defense. Uh, the Under Secretary of Defense, there are a number of Under Secretaries in the Department of Defense who work under the Deputy Secretaries, and the Deputy Secretaries work under the Secretary of Defense. So, certainly, it's not called a high level meeting. In terms of Pakistan, it is a high level because Pakistan CGS is here. But in terms of the US, it is not a high level meeting. Uh, the meeting between General Bajwa and the Secretary of Defense, General Lloyd, was a high level meeting because that was the Defense Secretary. This is after the Defense Secretary are the two Deputy Secretaries, and then comes the Under Secretary. Yes, it is an important meeting. Yes, it is a very significant meeting. It has got to do with the war on terror. It has got to do with the encroachment of terrorism into Pakistan, particularly Afghanistan. The US has concerns, and US wants to help Pakistan in fighting terrorists in the region. US will fully support Pakistan and would provide monetary help and weapons to Pakistan to facilitate this war on terror. There's absolutely no second opinion on it. And in order to understand the entire thing, yes, I had some discussions on the subject. Somewhere I may not be able to disclose. Pakistan may be getting few $100 million, maybe $143 million or $200 million in this war fighting the terrorists. And the United States would try to facilitate that whatever it can under the means. As of now, the relationship is not recovered, has not recovered from trust deficit. It is going to take quite some time in order to build that. But what happened with Michael McCall? Michael McCall is the top man. It is not the high level. It is the highest level meeting in foreign policy. Michael McCall's word are very important after the department, the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, or the President of the United States. He is the top man on the Republican side. So that is a big difference. What we are working on the issue is not something to undermine these efforts. What we are working is a different area of working. These efforts at the military to military cooperation is vital for Pakistan and the US engagements, and the relationship between Pakistan and Pakistan's GHQ and Pentagon is on strong footings that has hardly been damaged in the years. And I think that is maintained. And these rules of engagement would continue between between GHQ and Pentagon for years to come. Now, other than the military cooperation, the cooperation at a government level is vital for Pakistan, is vital for the United States. What we are working is to find a strategy where we can provide Pakistan more than $200 billion of investment into Pakistan. I had discussion with the NORPAC chairman, and Dr. Ben Shawky was very kind, as you did not show the picture, the other picture that showed Ben Shawky, the chairman of the NORPAC, and we discussed as to how we will be able to facilitate US investments into Pakistan. We have worked out a strategy in doing so. And I think it will not be difficult for us once we are clear on the perceptions on both sides of the Atlantic as to what Pakistan is expected to do and what US is expected to save Pakistan. Once we come to a conclusion, certainly this will be put on table with Michael McCall, and then Michael McCall and myself and maybe few other members of the US Congress will go on a state visit to sign, if that is possible, an agreement between Pakistan and the United States on a bilateral term.
Dr. Saab, the world was pretty quiet, and they were watching Pakistan's deteriorating situation, especially the economical situation, a falling economy and a price hike. The world is watching, and even the China, Russia, and the neighboring country even the United States of America. But they opened their wallet for the rehabilitation efforts of this flood relief. Uh, right now, you are talking about a very big investment and a very big economical prosperity we are expecting in Pakistan, and hopefully, what you said. But what is the terms? America is not in the region. What is American interest in that region to invest a potential investment and the nature of the military to military relationship? What America wants from Pakistan in return?
I'm extremely sorry. I would not be able to describe those things before coming to finalizing the meetings and making things in a shape. Then you'll hear that, of course, in the news
No,
media as to what it is.
let's make it a
One
light.
thing I can
Let's make
assure you, one thing I can assure you, that Pakistan, with my presence representing Michael McCall and Pakistan's interest, means
Dr.
the
Saab, I'm
interest.
talking about as America is not in the region but has a influence and assets in Pakistan, and it's a long-term strategic relationship, and it's a very big build-up and a diplomatic relation, but it's not a war-like situation. But hopefully, the terrorism, growing terrorism, is one of the focal point. I think it could escalate and could come to the rest of the world. I think that could be the reason that this growing terror is taken into a very seriously. That's what I mean. So hopefully, so can you tell our audience that what is the time frame uh, that down the road, 2 month, 3 month, or week or 2 week, you are planning to go to Pakistan, and how many?
Few things before we go into that. Let me tell you that there are something which is very important for your analysts in the media, particularly for people who are speaking from Pakistan on the subject, should know that the US priorities at this time are what happened to the balloon and why the balloon was sent into the important zones of airspace in the United States and then shot down near Alaska and the Canadian border. And what was the unidentified object that again popped up into some region, and two of those unidentified objects, what was their intention, and what is the intention of surveillance over 50,000 feet up on the skies to get information about us. Is this something related to find out something is in the pipeline in Taiwan? Is there something that is going on in Iran of what happened to the production units of arsenals in Iran that was damaged? And then the situation in Ukraine, and what Russia is going to do with Crimea, and what Russian influence is going to prevail in Donbass. These things are very important in US politics and US foreign policy, I mean. And the US foreign policy is looking these things with eagle's eye. And whatever is happening in Pakistan cannot be isolated from the events that's happening globally. So Pakistan as a major Islamic state, a nuclear Islamic state, has its importance no matter how weak it is economically. The importance and significance of Pakistan cannot be ignored in the making of future US policy related to the region.
Dr. Saab, right now, the bad economy almost punctured its lungs, and there is kind of economical fibrosis. Uh, I ask you a question as uh, as a as a doctor that will take Pakistan from this condition. So, what is the time frame you will go at that time when the patient was on oxygen in in emergency, and you will take the last reading? So, tell us when you are planning to go down the road in a couple of week or couple of months, or because right now Pakistan need immediate assistance and the economic.
So far, the chairman of Foreign Affairs Committee is concerned. He wanted to me to go within the next 2 days. 2 days, 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 and he insisted on me that you go now and rush to Pakistan. But I have my personal reservations, and I have to make things in a proper way in order to move and go to Pakistan. I'm trying my best that I do each and everything before Ramadan, because this Ramadan will face more economic turmoil, which we can foresee sitting here, unless there is some sort of support from somewhere unknown to us. That can happen anytime. If that is there, that's a different story. Otherwise, Pakistan will face a very rough month of Ramadan. And in order to save Pakistan, Pakistan needs immediate support in the ICU. The blood bottles have to come from the blood bank immediately. And in order to do that, the only impediment that has to be removed, let me put it this way, that a cardiac surgeon has gone into angiography of a patient, and in the angiography he immediately removes the obstruction and goes for angioplasty to put the stent. This is what we are doing now at this point, is that we have to put a stent there in order to keep the flow of blood moving into Pakistan,
Dr. Saab,
and
you
that is
also
that is our.
you also talk about uh, a fact finding a trip. You said in your answer. So, did you document? It means that there are certain conflicts and confusions uh, that's coming on the way of this Pakistan-American relationship. So, did you document, or you can you name certain conflicts that you're going to resolve or misunderstanding? And this is a good opportunity for Pakistan. Then one of the Pakistani American individual, he is a part of this efforts, and it will make very easy in terms of communication and its resolution. So did you document, can you name certain conflicts particular for our audience, Dr.
As you know very well, that in a war zone, the priority of the defense forces are intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Same is the case here. There are certain steps that has to be taken, steps to remove the detriments in the perceptions in this relationship. In Pakistan, if you look to the perceptions in Pakistan, people to people contact is does not exist. Any leader in Pakistan who speaks or brings a conspiracy theory against the US is becomes a popular leader in Pakistan. For example, one of the political leaders, without naming him, because I don't want to be partisan in my posture now and from now on. It is not in the interest of public policy. It is not in the interest of the mission that I have taken off. I will not go partisan, but let me make it very clear that the perceptions on cipher story targeting the United States and making it a conspiracy against Pakistan's change of regime was just baseless. And the one who sponsored such acts in Pakistan and was the one who coined this perception into Pakistani politics and public perceptions, including the youths of Pakistan, that the United States is conspiring against Pakistan through a Grade 22 officer, which was rubbish. And now the same person has accepted that this is no more there. This was his misperception. Relationships are not based on personal perceptions or individual perceptions. It's based on actions. So far, the United States has had been a donor to Pakistan, where not loans, aids were given to Pakistan in more than $90 billion. And now the other countries that are coming to rescue Pakistan, including China, including other countries, Russia, they want to give loan to Pakistan with interest. So there's a big difference. America has served Pakistan's interest as a cousin brother throughout history of Pakistan, and this cannot be ignored. The people who are misled through perceptions, false perceptions in Pakistan, that is one of the major impediments in popular support for US policies in Pakistan. I
Dr.
think
Saab, Dr. Saab, you smartly mentioned one of the confusion and one of the controversy about the cipher story. And previously the architect of this verdict. He was very successful destroying image relationship and almost a distance relationship between Pakistan and United States of America. So now the same architect is repeatedly denying, and he is saying that the that was not American conspiracy, but cipher was real. But he is confused himself, even repenting on his this kind of verdict that ruined not his own party. I'm talking about Imran Khan and his party. So they sold this very verdict, and he was very successful, and he gained in return a popularity and the public liking, and based on that he became a stubborn and obstinate child, and threatening loudly not only politicians, diplomats, even the Pakistani and the United States of America loudly. So you are coming to Pakistan on a special visit as a doctor. Should we expect that you would have a kind of prescription uh, from the big guys, and you will hand over to Pakistan that because this very verdict that almost sabotage the interest and damage interest of America in the region and in United States of America, and distance and the public opinion, and the damage public opinion as well, minus that political party or minus Imran Khan. So that kind of prescription you are writing, or you are coming with that,
See, we are not against any political
or you will
party.
simply, or you will simply bail out this verdict and this very individual.
No, we are not interested in partisan politics in Pakistan, and we will try to maintain our balance in the political system in Pakistan. Even
Because as you mentioned, cipher, that's why I asked you this counter question.
the only thing that comes to the national security interest of Pakistan and the United States, we will defend both the interest of Pakistan and the national security interest of Pakistan and the United States. And anything that damages that is a threat to the national security of both the regions and global peace. That does not mean targeting any political party in Pakistan. And at this point, with this responsibility, I am not going to target anyone. It is just the people's perception, and we want to remove these impediments in the process in order to save
The
Pakistan.
second question I'm keep asking you on a civil and military relationship. So previously, the military to military relationship almost damaged uh, in Pakistan or diplomacy relationship, even the military and civil relation in Pakistan. Consequence of that. So does your visit, recent visit to Pakistan, will also build a civil relationship with the United States of America?
This is a very important question that you have asked. Few things people of Pakistan should be very clear. United States believes in facilitating democracy all over the world, and United States policies are there to remove impediments in the process of democracy. United States does not support any autocracy or autocratic system in the world, and particularly at a time when the government is led by the Democrats and by President Biden, you will see that the Democrats are very much highly volatile against anyone who wants to intrude into the democratic process and damage the process. But having said that, let me also give you an example of the US Congress removing the freedom of expression rights to an extent where national security was challenged post 9/11, and the bills was passed that national security supplants all other freedom. If it is a challenge to the US national security, and certainly vice versa, a challenge to Pakistan's national security, then what would you prefer, the national security or democracy? Certainly, if democracy has to bring to its footing and certain things which are abused in the name of democracy that has to be removed. Those are called the impediments to remove in the process of democracy. If that is the case there, then certainly we will have to place Pakistan on the right track, and the target is certainly putting democracy in action. That's one thing. The second US priority is that the minorities in Pakistan should be given equal status, not be discriminated in Pakistan and Pakistan's domestic politics. That does not mean that people in the minority should abuse the system as well. No one should be allowed to abuse the system, and the protection of rights should be given to the minorities in Pakistan equally like any citizen of Pakistan. Third, the women's empowerment. Whatever Taliban are doing, the major impediment in this relationship is that Taliban are not accepting the rights of women folks. And in Islam, in the very in the books, in all the books that includes Torah, that includes Bible, that includes Quran, that includes all the four books, it is very much there, including those who do not follow the books, who are atheists also, the rights to women should be allowed. And if anything that discriminates the women folks in getting their rights, that discriminates the minorities, or that obstructs the functioning of democracy, is not right in this decent world. And the United States would like to promote those principles. No more RT system failure, no more rigging of polling booths and polling stations and ballot boxes. There has to be a true democracy to be representative of the people of Pakistan, and we will work on that to put that into track in Pakistan.
Dr. Saab, you are talking about now democracy. Democracy will not work if there is no financial independence and the public prosperity and the. Let's talk about the real uh, the real reason that cause a distance relationship. The Pakistan is bending towards Russia right now. Recently, our foreign minister was there. The prime minister also met. Even the Russian envoy was Pakistan talking about buying, export, import, and IT, different kind of uh, oil and this energy products. And the same way Pakistan is right now is in deep relationship with China. And you are yourself was very critical, issued many statements, and you are trying to, as a diaspora's voice, representing diaspora, that Pakistan has a deep relationship already with the United States of America and the deep route, and shouldn't go away from and carry on a diplomatic relationship and the defense relationship, because always America helped Pakistan. Uh, Not most of the help was in the grants, but on the other hand, Chinese they gave us loans, and the other neighboring countries gave us loan. And do you think uh, the the kind of new involvement in the new particular uh, blocks will block the Pakistan American distance as well, or there would be a little relief or understanding? So, what you are taking into Pakistan is this particular item that I'm talking about, that would be a part of your agenda, uh, or your meeting minutes.
Well, Mirza Sahab, the thing is, this is a perception that you are giving, and perceptions are not realities most of the time. There has to be a distinction between perceptions and realities. And tell you the truth, Pakistan has tried all avenues. I don't mean Pakistan as a state, but the leadership, political leadership of Pakistan after Musharraf have tried so many things, including getting into the camp of China, including getting into the camp of Russia. On the American side, let this be very clear. I quote a statement in a personal email to me by the American I call Joanne Herring, and that is, what a fabulous country Pakistan. What a beautiful country Pakistan. We love the country, but we also want them to know that if they want to part ways and go with other nations and can benefit their nation, we would love to see that. That answers your question. Pakistan is a sovereign
Also,
nation.
uh,
Pakistan is a sovereign nation. If the oligarchy of Pakistan feels comfortable in order to move with Russia and China, and if leadership thinks that the relationship between Pakistan and China is more sweeter than honey, more deeper than the Arabian Sea, and more higher than the Himalayas, certainly they can go, and instead of buying properties in Avonfield and London and Panama and Cayman Islands and British Cayman Islands and Virgin Islands, they can put their properties in Beijing and move their children from London to Beijing. There's no issue in that. But
Dr. Saab,
they cannot have a duplicacy in policies where their children live in London, they live in London, but they are going to talk of China and they are not benefiting from there. The only thing is money laundering. If this is the case, we will thoroughly investigate money laundering and we will thoroughly investigate criminal actions, criminal activities that has taken place. We do not believe to cheat the people of Pakistan. We do not believe that corruption should continue in Pakistan. We do not believe in copyrights. We do not believe in intellectual rights damages. America believes in certain principles. And we, as Pakistani Americans, on the other side of the Atlantic, we also believe that people back home would maintain those principles which are acceptable to the decent world. And these people should not be allowed to cheat this relationship. And that is why Pakistani American diaspora has to play a pivotal role in this case in order
Dr.
to
Saab,
save and
Dr.
salvage.
Saab, Dr. Saab, Pakistani politicians, they like Chinese food, but not a snake and roaches roasting. And definitely, they will not go over there, build their buildings, because there is an accountability over there. But in foreign lands and in Switzerland, they have a privilege, no ask, no tell, a question, no information about their hidden accounts. They are enjoying kind of privileges, and that will not going to happen. But on the hand, the Chinese, they are coming to Pakistan buying infrastructure, and they have a definite routes now. So, Dr. Saab, thank you very much. Time's up. We talk about very important issue. Two incident happened, one on a civilian part, one on the military to military dialogue, one in DC, and one your meeting with Chairman Foreign Affairs Committee Michael McCall is not a simple news item. It's a very big achievement as a Pakistani American individual. And now we learned that you are also one of the representative, a special advisor, and you are coming to Pakistan with Foreign Relation Committee chairman's his special message and what was said, what was discussed, and we will find out when you will be in Pakistan. Hopefully, you will build a kind of relationship and you will help resolve certain controversies and confusions and conflicts that's coming on the way of a long-term relationship. And secondly, hopefully, you will also build civil and military relationship and you will bridge and uh, part as a communication highway. Dr. Saab, as a doctor, economy doctor, you will have a good news for Pakistan. And down the road, I think the local diplomats and the foreign office, they should notice and they should also circle around you and find out exactly what you are up to. And without their uh, involvement, I think things will not be solved. Hopefully, wise guys and wise folks, they are already keep an eye and they are watching you and they are waiting for you. So we will also wait for you. Thank you very much. Hopefully, the Pakistan-American relationship, uh, the civil and military relationship will also grow, and the the diaspora's voice. I think you are representing them, and uh, we like that kind of a new kind of relationship and visit. Good luck with your visit, Dr. Saab. So we will catch you on a different topic. So now here, thank you very much for your time, folks. Thank you very much, time our listener. So we will come back with a new topic. So far here, Pakistan Zindabad.